Hey everyone, welcome to Simplilearn's YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we will learn about the product management lifecycle. But before that, if these are the type of videos you'd like to watch, then hit that like and subscribe buttons and the bell icon to get notified. Also, for a quick info, if you are interested in becoming a certified product manager from SB Jain School of Global Management, gain expertise in AI-powered product management courses, top product tools with 100% interactive live sessions, led by industry experts and SPJ's top faculties, then this professional product management course by SPJ School of Global Management prepares you to become a product manager via an exhaustive curriculum covering all aspects of product management. This program focuses on latest industry trends, advancements, and related industry applications taught by top product experts via live sessions. The SP gains academic excellence and product expertise from experts like companies from Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and many more. So don't forget to check out the course in the description box below and the pinned comment. So without further delay, let's get started.
Welcome learners. Let's learn today more about product life cycle. Another interesting topic and part and parcel of your job as a product manager. All right, let's see. Learners, it says every product, whether it's a smartphone, a new app, or even maybe a soft drink, it goes through a journey. That's right. This is called the product life cycle. I'll give you one very simple example, learners. Consider a scenario that today, what you have launched something known as an Uber app. All right, you launched this Uber app, and the moment you launch it, let's say it's a new platform in the first place. All right, people may or may not be aware of it. Therefore, you need to do something so that people start using it. Once they have used it, let's say, you wanted people to first get used to this particular app. Now people are using it. Great. So you would like to add some kind of new features. Once you've added new features, you've got good responses, then maybe you would look at something like profitability, that now let's start earning money, and after some time it could be a possibility that people are done with this app, it's gone in decline phase, and this is where you have, let's say, reducing sales, so on and so forth has happened. Therefore, every product definitely will go through a life cycle. It could be even be an app like Uber, it could be a smart TV, it could be a smartphone, it could be an electric vehicle. So all products definitely go through this life cycle, which we'll look in detail. Let's say it says that there are stages beginning with introduction, growth, maturity, decline. Question is, why does it even matter? Let's say I have a product which is an introduction stage, and you have a product which is, let's say, in maturity phase, right? Question is, why does it even matter to identify which phase a particular product lies? The reason is simple. Whichever stage you are at, your decisions would be different. For example, when you are introducing a new product, let's talk of Uber itself. When you are introducing Uber to the world, you will invest a lot of money in marketing. You will invest a lot of money in getting user feedback. Then you'll also, let's say, explore how to get more user acquisition. This is where your decisions related to investment of your resources, your investments related to scaling of your product depends. That's the reason it helps you make smart decisions. Let's consider a product, you know, let's say Orkut. Remember Orkut? Long time back, it used to be a social networking, for example, similar to Facebook. It doesn't exist today, right? It went in what you call a decline phase. Therefore, once in a decline phase, your decisions have to be different. Maybe it could be phasing it out, it could also be selling it to someone. That's the reason, in order to make smart decisions, you must know which phase, or let's say which stage of product life cycle you are at. Let's have a look at these four stages. It says introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. We'll go through each and every stage in detail with few examples. Let's start with introduction. It says that focus on user education, revenue is low as awareness builds. Remember when Uber launched, they used to give huge discounts plus coupons so that we get used to the product. This is, they are in the introductory phase. That's the reason they are creating more of user education. They care less about revenue and more on the awareness. Therefore, when we are in the introduction stage, we need to convince people that, hey, this is a new product, why don't you try it? Then we value their feedback and make changes to our product. Therefore, awareness, convincing early adopters that, why don't you just try my product? This is what we do at an introduction stage. The primary goal is to create awareness among potential customers. Let's come to the growth stage. Now we've launched Uber. All right, people are already using this product. What happens in growth stage? The product begins to gain popularity. Now people start using your product and they demand more of it. So let's say if someone in the starting phase, in the introduction phase, used to book one ride, now the same person is using Uber for all of the travel requirements. This is where you need to scale up. Therefore, your investments would go in tech so that your product does not malfunction. It has got less number of bugs. At the same time, you will increase your distribution network. For example, you will start onboarding more and more cabs. You will start onboarding more and more users, more and more logistics companies so that you have adequate distribution channel ready. Now, this is where you have your brand loyalty. That means people are using your product, they are loyal. Now it's time to make them stick. How do you make them stick? Maybe launch a loyalty plan. This is where your growth stage comes in the picture. People become more aware, they start buying, sales rise, and this is where your profitability also improves. Now let's talk this thing called the maturity stage. In this stage, learners, you must realize one thing, that already people whom you plan to target, you have reached. This is the, let's say if this is a graph, this is your target audience. You've already reached here. Now, what's going to happen is your sales, instead of going like this, they're going to be going somewhere like this. This is the reason we say that sales begin to plateau as the market becomes saturated and most of the target customers have already purchased your product. So most of the people have already used it. Now exponential growth is not going to come by. This is where you are profitable, but you have also slowed your growth momentum, which leads you to the decline stage. Now, learners, at the decline stage, your product, you see that profits begin to drop because market is already saturated. Customers preferences have changed. For example, now if you preferred, let's say, going using an Uber, maybe now people have started using something else. That could be something related to carpool, which as of now, which let's say Uber has not launched, although I think they've launched earlier something related to carpooling itself. But consider if Uber does not have this feature, so people have moved on to carpool, or maybe people would like to travel using bikes. Although Uber, to stay all the time between the growth stage and the maturity stage, Uber app has continuously evolved. They have what you call the Uber Moto, which gives you bike rides. They have got delivery. Therefore, Uber strives always remaining between maturity and growth stage. When you talk of the decline stage, your profits begin to drop, you have changes in customer preferences, and new and better alternatives come up. For example, Rapido is speedily gaining ground in India. Business strategies for each stage, because marketing and pricing will differ. Initially, when you start, it is all about creating awareness. That is the introduction stage, that telling people that why you are here and why should they care. For example, we give you a cab at your doorstep without even waiting at the main road. Similarly, pricing, earlier when Uber used to be there, so used to offer free of cost first rides, and then they used to have 50 rupees or 100 rupees coupons available. Therefore, the pricing was such, maybe now people can join and get onboarded. However, today we see Uber offers negligible discounts or coupons or something because they are moving towards profitability. They are saying people already use it, so let's make money out of it now. Another thing, businesses often focus investments on product development, testing ideas, making sure that they are building something that people want. For example, in India, rise of two-wheeler taxis because of, let's say, faster, ETA, because of lesser cost, they started to gain momentum. Uber launched something known as Moto, so that now people can book this motto on Uber app. Then they saw that, okay, delivery, point to point delivery. Let's say you are living in Whitefield in Bangalore and you'd like to deliver a parcel to Indiranagar. So Uber launched something called as delivery. In this way, your business investments, your product development ideas will continue to change as you go from one stage to another. Now, when you launch a new product, obviously user acquisition cost will be high when you have just launched it, because that time you're spending more on marketing and creating awareness. Therefore, user acquisition is usually low cost or organic when you're there somewhat at a growth stage, or when you're heading towards the maturity stage. However, initially you need to shell out lots of discount coupons, lots of marketing ways to get people onboarded. Let's look at some of the real world examples apart from the Uber app. We have got iPod. Remember iPod? Long time back. It's now at the decline stage. People have moved on and they prefer to use, let's say, more of iPhone or Spotify for their music needs. Similarly, consider AR glasses. Today, as we see, they're somewhat, you can say, in the introduction phase. They look cool, no doubt, they look cool, but not many people have started adopting them. You can say that investments, yes, are going around a lot. However, compare that with iPhone, it has already reached a maturity stage. People know what iPhone is, and apart from knowing, they are happily trying new versions that come out of every year. Not, it doesn't mean that lots and lots of new features are being made, but small improvements are good enough to attract customers. That's the reason it is there in the maturity stage. And no matter what you do today, iPod has unfortunately gone in the decline stage.
And with that, we have reached the end of this session on product management lifecycle. Should you need any assistance with the topics discussed, PPT, or any other resources used in this session, or have any questions or thoughts, then please feel free to drop them down in the comment section below. If you have found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on product management lifecycle. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more from Simplilearn.
Staying ahead in your career requires continuous learning and upskilling. Whether you're a student aiming to learn today's top skills or a working professional looking to advance your career, we've got you covered. Explore our impressive catalog of certification programs in cutting-edge domains, including data science, cloud computing, cybersecurity, AI, machine learning, or digital marketing. Designed in collaboration with leading universities and top corporations, and delivered by industry experts, choose any of our programs and set yourself on the path to career success. Click the link in the description to know more.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.